and I would ask that you all stand. And Jerry, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Sure, sir. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. First order of business this evening is to open the floor to public comment, as we do every meeting. So at this time, I would open the floor. Anybody who would like to address the board, comments and questions, come to the podium, state your name, and say what you have to say.
Pick me, pick me.
You are picked, sir.
Good evening, everybody. My name's Carl Unrath. I have the Kirby store. I'm a village resident. Everyone pretty much knows me except for the new trustee. Nice to meet you.
Same here.
I'm here to thank Jake and all the village workers that did a tremendous job helping us put on Jazz Fest both days, Friday and Saturday. It was just incredible. We can't do it without you guys. You know, you guys really just worked really hard. So please pass on to everybody that, you know, we really appreciate it. We understand we can't do this without you, so.
I definitely will, and I know there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to get it all set up.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It was a really good
Yeah,
event.
the people love it, they really do. You can see by the crowds, and we'll be getting comments for the next 2 months about how great a time.
Had great weather.
Yes, perfect weather, perfect evening, not too hot, not too cold.
Yeah, it was very.
Music was great, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Thanks again. You know, Village and Bid working together, we get a lot of stuff done and, you know, create a lot of things that, you know, we do here. So, yeah, I'm kicking myself out now.
Oh, you are.
Thanks for your time. I probably went under 5 minutes, I'm sure.
Thank you, Carl.
Thanks,
No,
guys.
he's got to try. He's got to pay for it. Yeah, he'll charge me some, so. I thought nobody had money for the Saturday.
No, that was wonderful.
Oh, Trans-
I think the bid and the village are working very well together. Better than the
Yeah.
first.
Thanks to Jody and Terry.
Yep. I appreciate Terry's work as well. All right, well, I close the public comment portion of this meeting, and we will move now to regular village business. Number one, first item on our agenda is a resolution to approve the minutes from the August 14th meeting. Had an opportunity to look them over, and I found nothing to be amiss, so. If nobody has any comments regarding them, then I would make a motion to approve the minutes of, in front of us, August 14th.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Morenzi?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, next we have a resolution to approve the claims and warrants.
I ran out of ink, there were so many bills.
I know. I'm looking through the file there, and empty, and I'm thinking they must be small down at the bottom, so I'm looking down. So,
Just means Carl. man.
Well, this is
Get the
good.
Big
This
one
is
next
good.
time.
yeah, then we have money to pay in September then.
Yep.
I have nothing that I saw that I
No,
want to.
that's good.
Well, I entertain a motion to approve the claims and warrants.
I'll make that motion. I'll second.
Trustee Belkane?
Aye.
Trustee Morenzi?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito? Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Next, we have scheduled a discussion on the Rotary Peace Pole. believe all of you have had an opportunity maybe to see, or to look up pictures of what that is and what it would be, but it was brought up to the village. And question, I suppose, is do you want to have it first of all? And if you do, where would you like it to be? There are probably several places that it could go. One of them being down at Vetch Park. I'm not sure that's appropriate, but Vetch Park. You could find a place on Main Street, or even it's been suggested out here in the kind of narrow strip of land with the, you know, in and out driveway between the village hall and the bookstore. So those are options, and those are possibilities, if we want to have it at all.
What do you think of that location?
When between the driveways?
Yeah.
I
Would it fit in there? Is it
I like
too
that.
think that's kind of a neat idea, because it's there, but it's not, I mean, Veterans Park, they're gonna be changing around.
Do we really need to have it in the first place? Like, who's maintaining it when it starts to look shabby?
That's the question, I would.
Like,
Yeah, I believe, I mean, it'd be a good question for,
The Rotarians?
yeah, Rotary.
I think,
It's basically a 4x4 with a sleeve over it that they put down. One of the places I was thinking was down behind the pavilion, there's that little side trail that goes down there, but I'm afraid it would just get destroyed down there. But I like the idea, you know, people are walking by in the park and, or in the parking lot going in and out. It's not a terrible spot.
I like it down near the pavilion, between the pavilion and North Avenue, along the sidewalk. But I think the traffic in between the driveways is really more towards the.
I would try to envision between, what you said, the pavilion and the sidewalk, because you have that row of bushes and flowers.
then I also play devil's advocate and say, then someone else comes to you and wants something else, and when do you draw a line?
Seems like this thing is trending right now anyway.
Yeah. And
Look, if
next
you look.
trends.
If you go down, next to R.L. Thomas, on
Yeah, I remember you said.
5 Mile Line Road, there's gotta be 40 of them out there. Down by the stream, yeah, there's at least 40 of them.
I don't think.
Peace bowls, I think, aren't those just stakes or something for the?
No, they're peace
For all
bowls.
the trees they planted?
No,
There's something about the there's language, and then it's in different languages around, you know.
Jake's
different
gonna
sides
laugh at
of the pole.
No, I was just looking, because I thought they were just the trees that they planted along the.
They have one in
right there.
Woodstock, right, it's at the sand tree, right? The Rotary sleeves,
On the little sand.
not a peace bowl.
has a peace bowl.
Yeah, no, it's a piece.
They have a peace bowl,
Where
yeah,
is
they have
Yeah, that's.
it's on the sandbar, on the lake.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
There's one by there,
Yep.
almost every.
It's on the north
Well, it's
side.
of
the parking lot.
On
On the lakeside.
I don't know, that was 5 or 6
You
years.
mean the playground?
So you're where the restrooms are?
It's,
Public restrooms are?
There's a rock there with somebody's name on it.
I don't know about the rock, but that's where.
Is there a length of time that they're requesting this for, or is this something that now is becoming permanent?
I'm not sure.
I think the term I just put it on there. I can do Spanish and Korean on it.
Yeah, then it does.
Yeah, I think from what I understand, it's something, it's an effort that they do to try to spread the message of peace and say, you know, I think it just says, may peace prevail on earth, and they put it in multiple languages that might be used by people in the area. And that's it, basically it's a 4x4, and they slide a vinyl sleeve over the top of it. And it's just-
That is a nice lead.
Yeah.
And then what, they screw that into the 4x4?
It might be
Well,
attached to
they
the
put a
bottom,
cap,
it might
they
just-
put a white cap, they put a cap on top of it.
Yeah, a lot of these times,
They're-
Daryl, it slides over the pole
Slides
and the
over.
cap goes on, you don't do anything. So you can replace that plastic if you wanna change what it is, you just slide it out. And it just stays on the pole, it can't blow off, it's all the way down to the ground with the cap. But that's basically, But,
My
I mean, just think about that. There could be something else down the road, just keep that in mind. How you
Right.
go.
I don't want to set a precedence that opens up the door for lots of things going in because you allowed it for one. You have to allow
Right, it almost
for-
seems like, I'm sure this isn't, but it almost could be political, right? And we should probably,
It could be.
but we should probably stay away from that anyways. As a board, I think. But, you guys want it?
Well, and there is one already in Webster. I mean, they do, the Rotary Club does have one in Webster.
So why
And
don't,
it's in the town portion, but
why don't we see if, I think we're good for mine, I don't know what anyone else wants. There's more of you than me.
If there is one in Webster, I'd like to go down and see it before I say yes to it. But
yeah, it's
My
right on
question-
Lake Road.
I agree with Jerry to the point that if you do allow this, Rotary Club is initiating it, but if you allow this, will other organizations having a good idea or more space? I'm not sure that I am open to things throughout the village. That's my personal.
Set a precedent.
Yeah, good.
I think,
I mean, then you got the Knights of Columbus asking if they can put something there, Sonic Temple.
Have you ever had any of these other organizations asked to put something up on village property?
no, this,
Yeah,
and
so-
either.
so why
Well,
do you-
one just started.
Well, okay, but so why do you think all of a sudden you're gonna get deluged with requests to?
Because they started, they see it.
So what's the Lions Club, what are they gonna put up?
Old glasses.
And to me,
It's trending, you know,
I
it's
think
just,
you're worried
you know,
about
it's a.
something that's not gonna happen.
I like between the buildings if we can say it.
And if you put it somewhere where there's not much room, you can say, well, look, you don't have any other room for it, where do you want it to put? For who's ever next, if there is one that's next.
Or it can be construed, like you said, a political.
Me too, I don't think you want to go on record that peace on earth is a political, one way or the other.
No,
Isn't that-
agreed, but
isn't
what
that kind of
someone
apolitical?
may, people take things differently if you haven't see what's going on in the world. It's a pretty big divide, so that's all I'm saying. If this board wants it, then we can do it.
I'd like to go down and take a look first before we say yes.
We want to table it to the next meeting then?
I would table it, yeah. Personally.
That's fine.
All right,
I'd like to take a look at it too. Mike, you already saw it.
Yeah. It's
Sorry,
at the Sandbar Park. It's on the north side of Lake Road.
I haven't seen it there, but we go by there several times a week to go to the
Yeah,
outlet.
it looks just like the picture Jerry was showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
It's right on the other side, like where the public little hut is and bathrooms are.
So you really don't need to see it, because that's just it. It's a post with a white vine, any color can slide over. That's it.
good. All right, I would table it. Thought, and those who want to go down and take a look at it, let's do it. Something I probably should have brought up at other.
I'll go down and take pictures of it. Bring it back for the next meeting.
And I may find out if there are any other villages that are doing it. All right, so we'll table that item. Next, we have a resolution to set a, excuse me, public hearing on proposed local law entitled the Village, quote, the Village of Webster Best Value Contract Award. On Tuesday, April 9th, 2025, at 6:15 p.m. You have information in front of you. This is a resolution of the Village of Webster Board of Trustees scheduling a public hearing to consider a proposed local law to amend the code of the Village of Webster by the addition of a chapter 14 entitled Purchasing, which would allow for the awarding contract based on best value. The village has authority under New York State Constitution, the municipal home rule law, to adopt and amend local laws inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution, or not inconsistent with any general law relating to property affairs or government. And also has the authority to adopt local law that shall be deemed expedient or desirable for the good government of the village, its management and business, production of its property, protection of property, safety, health, and comfort, and welfare of the inhabitants. We will schedule a public hearing, and it will be conducted at a regular meeting of the board, which will be on September 9th. We will do so at 6:15 here in the boardroom, and we will then have anyone who would like to talk and give comment on it, able to do so.
So, I think before you vote, so which number proposed local law is this?
We don't do
I
that
asked the
yet.
question, Don, and did not get an answer.
We don't do that yet. It's just proposed local law at this time. We don't give it a number until they come back. But as of right now, it's the first.
Well, but then all right, I don't want to argue with you. I don't agree with you.
Okay.
It's a proposed local law. When you get it back from the Secretary of State, it is a local law. Then it's local law number something or whatever
Yeah,
it
it
is.
just gets a little confusing when you have to renumber and then go back and renumber things, so they recommend just calling it proposed local law. And then they'll come back with a number, and it's not
Well,
like we're
then-
sending
well,
a
then-
multiple,
well,
so
then-
it should be fine.
Well, then you have, Jake sent you the Word version, so when you do the notice, delete the section that says local law number.
I think he left it blank.
Yeah, but it makes no sense then. You said you shouldn't give it a proposed local law, so why are you gonna say in the notice that's in the Webster Herald that it's that it's, you know, that it's
This to me
proposed local law
doesn't
number
make any
blank of
sense.
2025?
I agree with Don, because I have, in the 12 years anyways, this is the first year, I've always had a number in all of those years. And how many local laws have we proposed or voted on this year? And if it is the fourth one, or third one, or fifth one, I would say it's proposed local law number 4.
It's the first, and we've gone over this, and Don wasn't putting proposed first, and I came back and said, actually, that's not correct. And we went to the state, and it was right, you're supposed to put proposed, not give it a number, because they may renumber it. I'm just telling you what they said.
Well, that makes no sense, again. You can have any number of proposed local laws, and what if the board doesn't adopt it? It never gets sent to the Secretary of State, but you still identified it with something. That's why, just because the Secretary of State numbers it something else, all right, fine, great. They won't come back and say it's a proposed law, they'll say it's local law number or whatever, not proposed.
If
But
for some
it
reason,
doesn't matter-
if for some
it doesn't
reason in a
matter
couple
to
of
me.
days, you decide you wanna do another one, and then they receive that one first, they'll number that one. So, and I can re-forward you the email from the state. I'm
Look,
just-
I don't care, look, I
I'm
don't
just-
care, all I'm saying is change the notice that goes into the Webster Herald.
I'll
To
put
get
one-
rid
no
of
problem.
the language that says a proposed local law number blank of 2025.
Yeah, I'll put in one,
Proposed
no
local
problem.
law
Just get rid of that.
to adopt certain provisions of the village code. Sounds good to me. So, I am making notice. We have a resolution to set this public hearing for September 9th at 6:15. That is prior to our regular schedule for business. So, I have a motion to set this.
What number is this again?
This is item number 4 on our agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Trustee Bucky?
Aye.
Mayor Byers?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Morenzi?
Aye.
Motion passes.
So, look forward to anyone who would like to come and speak to the local law that is being proposed to purchase items other than just from lowest bid, but based also upon best value. Next, we're at item number 5, which is a resolution to accept the proposal from Henderson Products for the purchase of equipment to upfit a 2026 Mack Granite per the proposed proposal dated August 27th. And you've got this in front of you, 2025, utilizing the NPP Gov contract in the amount of $140,670.90, and further authorize the mayor or designee to execute all documents required to facilitate the purchase. It's quite lengthy. I had a chance to look through it. It took me a while just to get past the initial things, that was about 3 pages there.
I think because of the way that this bid was or the contract was awarded on best value, I think the board has to table it and wait until the next meeting when they consider that first, and then we can consider this afterwards, because we have to have a local law to accept best value before they can do that.
That makes sense to me.
But it did, utilizing that NPP contract, did save the taxpayers like a little over $5,500. Everything's the same, it's just, instead of out in the docket, they used NPP and they have a different price structure, or discount structure, and it saved, they said about $5,500.
Yeah,
So I think it's worth waiting a week and a half, 2 weeks.
And the quotes go through November 20-something, November 25th.
Glad we got time. All right,
We should be able to have it on the
table.
second meeting in September, I would think. If
Yeah.
we have the local law and then vote on it.
Yeah.
We gotta wait until it's filed with the Secretary of State.
That'd be fine, Jake?
That same day.
I'm sorry, what was it?
That'd be fine, end of September, to have this go into effect. As we establish the local law next meeting and whatever, and then vote by the end of September.
Yeah, or if you wanted to vote the same day, if there's not
To
objections.
do that.
Yeah, and then,
The same day as what?
It goes against
I
our
think-
policy.
have the
I
public
think
hearing.
that,
But you can't, if you read,
Yes.
the local law
Oh.
is not effective until it's filed with the New York Secretary of State, which is not gonna happen
I
at
get
the
you.
public hearing.
yeah.
So,
so anyway,
so, wait.
You have until
It'll be the
November.
second meeting in September.
Don's on top of his game today. He's yelling at all of us.
Well,
Not yelling at me. Straighten me out.
okay.
you're the one that drafted the thing.
No.
You put that in there.
Can I change it now?
You put it in there effective with filing with the
I
Secretary.
just copied your stuff.
No, that was the town's.
All right, so
Basically the town's law.
we will table this and, right? And you'll come back next meeting.
Yeah, and then we try to change the resolution and see if we can, effective upon filing of the local law with the Secretary of State, that we have authorized to sign it and send it to them. So they have to send us a thing saying they received it, or is it just sending it to them? Like we send it to them the next day, we can sign it?
I'd have to look, but I think you can make it effective immediately. You don't have to wait, but it's gotta say that. And now, the problem you have now is, if you make any amendments to that proposed local law, you gotta send it to the board members, and it starts that 7-day clock ticking where they have to have it on their desks for 7 days. And
I hand them
stuff.
down, I think I got a red pen.
Oh.
Okay. So that will be tabled. And we'll start the clock next time.
Yeah, I think as long as they know what we're gonna get, we're getting,
Yeah.
it's just setting up the truck, and it's a year and a half before we're gonna get this truck, so.
You hope.
It's just, yeah, but it's just a matter of making sure that the upfitter and the truck supplier are on the same page as far as some of the measurements with the cab to axle distances and some of those particulars, as long as you don't plan on changing those. It might be just a letter of intent that we, hey, I intend to grant you this based on the village board vote, and if they don't, then.
I'll tell you, I was quite impressed looking through this in terms of the detail which they provide in terms of things that
They don't miss a nut and bolt.
that go on with it. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot not required or whatever, but still a lot there. Any tie-in to Henderson here in the village?
No, this is Henderson Products, they're up near Watertown. In fact, what we did last year, we'll do it again with this one, is, once the truck gets closer, they have all the pieces and parts there and they're assembling it. Then we go up, you guys operating it, go up and make a visit and make sure everything's good before they finalize everything, you know, where the controls are and how things are set up and they're building it like we want. So it's nice to work with. And Henderson's, we've used Tenco for years, and Henderson's it's been a really nice truck, and the guys are really happy with it. We had one minor thing with the different salter, but I think we may have found a remedy for that, so talking to other people, where actually the salt just comes off the middle and it doesn't flow down the sides, but we're gonna have a vibratory thing to the box, so hopefully that's gonna take care of that issue.
All right. So, we can table that until next meeting.
I did do a little research, Daryl, on this, going back to the peace pole stuff. It says most peace poles are actually installed in private property, which is largely a protected right. And, they did do public versus private, and one of them, why towns and villages have not always allowed is, it is rare, but a community could restrict these peace poles because of messaging deemed to contrary public interest, blah, 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 it goes on, and all the history, religion, and all those type of things. But usually they said they're seen on private property versus public. And obviously they need to meet zoning, ordinance, and all that stuff, which obviously.
Okay. Well, like I said, we'll table it.
Yeah, I,
We can
either
take a
way,
look at
I'm
research
fine with
and
it, but.
find out how many places do it. Come back to it. Okay. All right, at this time, I'd like to offer to the board to, a resolution to go into executive session to discuss.
Do you wanna wait to the end?
Pardon?
Do you wanna wait to the end and do all this other clerk stuff first?
I'm sorry, I stuck it there. I didn't mean, you don't have to do it there. I apologize. I just put it under other business. Sorry
Well,
about
we
that.
certainly can.
I think we should do it at the end.
Sorry about
rather
that.
than.
So that anybody who is here really doesn't have to wait.
So, yeah, that's fine, well, let's do that.
Okay.
So then you can go off Facebook Live and all that stuff and.
Yeah.
And then come
Other
back.
than turning it on and off.
So for other business then, I do have a quick thing. I would like us to either figure out a plan internally or vendor, but I did a visit of our public bathrooms today and it's not really good. The men's bathroom is in very, very rough shape and not good. And I also think, Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, I think we did have money set aside in the budget for your space as well, right? I think I would love to help you guys look at that, plan it, or get it going, and clean that up, spruce it up for everybody. It's a long time overdue, I'm sure it's not a priority for you guys, but we should make it. But these bathrooms, it's not just, cleaning's bad, but not just that, like, the panels are all rusty, it just,
Yeah.
we should do better than that. It looks like we don't, as one famous person I know said something that it looks like we don't care.
Toilet people roll, toilet paper rolls that are.
Yeah, the toilet paper's
almost
sitting on the
unused.
floor.
And,
Yeah, it's in-
First, my
Slimy.
time in there, actually. I mean,
Well, you must be able to hold it a long time.
So, I'm open to hearing what plans we can come up with or to get it up to snuff.
Yes.
We'll take a look at it. It's just, I mean, we could talk about updating it, but one, it really just needs to be clean.
Do we have a cleaning service?
I don't know.
No, Daryl asked it.
We don't.
Oh, cleaning service?
Yeah.
Oh, we do.
We talked about,
The guys.
we talked about getting,
That's about
a cleaning service a while ago, and we just never really got, we sort of reached out, didn't really find anybody, but it is something that I've been wanting to look into. I did ask one of the guys a while ago to, when I was ranting about the bathrooms being awful, and he did go and clean it, and he said that the walls, he tried really hard to get the walls clean, he thought they were stained, so that's when I brought up to this board saying I'd really like to see if we could replace it. I know it would be a big, probably expensive cost, but
I agree. It's nasty.
but they don't look good, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a season one time, I believe it was Ryan, he did a great job, but he came out and was like, Heather, I tried, might have been Ryan or Jack, I can't get the stain off the walls. So they did try,
Yeah, I know we don't lease this out very often anymore, but if we do,
yeah,
like, that can't look
it's embarrassing, yeah, absolutely.
like. So, I don't know. Interested in a service or you want?
Or get a couple of quotes to update it and see what we're up against.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been nice, but I don't use it either, but it would have been nice maybe to tie in this whole when we did this, you know what I mean?
Those bathrooms need some work too. That's what you're talking about, right?
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This is one, these right here.
I was thinking about the ones in
The village hall,
the
right?
village hall.
Oh,
They're
those
nasty.
Those just need to be clean, those aren't as bad, this is,
Paint. Clean.
They were painted.
No, we had downstairs, thanks.
Okay.
alright, well, we don't need to talk about it too much, I
Okay.
just probably figured we'll come up with some plans.
And we will keep that forethought and we will move the rest,
I have something I'd like to add for additional business.
Yeah.
And that is,
That's too crazy, it's too.
Would you like me to get some quotes for a cleaning service at first, or?
what's cleaning gonna do? They couldn't clean it.
Well,
couldn't clean it?
All right.
Well,
Stains wouldn't go
it's
on.
also been something we wanted to,
floors,
we clean when we can.
paper,
It's a combination of both, there's stuff that's past their lifetime,
Yeah.
and there's dirt, so. We
You
can get,
should definitely start with cleaning.
yeah, we should get a good clean on it, but then I also think we should price the things out that
Yeah,
need.
I agree with it.
Yeah.
So maybe have Nick see what we're up against.
Yeah.
The guy to put the front door in.
Yeah, well, we can certainly, or we can sit there, we can go through, and Chris, I guess, so he knows, stuff we can go through and look and see, and come up with maybe some ideas. If we're updating, obviously, you can clean it all day long, but if the problem's rust, we're not sanding the rust off and repainting the thing, so maybe it's kind of look at, something different in there, and, you know, that's not just a matter of a fresh coat of paint, you know, there's tiles and stuff in there. And, we take a look and come up with some, hey, here's some ideas, here's some renderings, and they will look good, and
Yeah.
if anybody has anything, send it over, or,
Definitely clean, because we have some events coming up that will be using this area, whether it's for a vote or Veterans Day or whatever, and those should be looking good. Clean. Not smell.
Perfect.
You have something else, Carl?
I was gonna add that I'd like to make a proposal to change our local village code about the length of trailers in people's driveways. There's one across from, particularly, there's one across from the cobblestone on Main Street. It's probably, the town code says if it's under 40 foot and under 13 foot high.
You can park it in your front driveway.
Yeah. That's right. Now, I'd like our village code to
Otherwise,
say the same.
otherwise, it's gotta be on the side,
Yeah,
in the side yard.
and just update our village code to.
You're talking about that one that covers our entire driveway.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair that people drive through and see the ugly things sitting there.
I'm not worried about the people driving through as much as people that have to live next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in there right now, right, Chris?
ERV?
Yeah.
I have no idea, it's registered.
And I asked him about the one time, remember, there's nothing that really, nothing we can do.
Oh,
in the
Yeah,
code?
they just, they're
Legal,
like
right?
piling things against the side of it, and, it just looks trashy. We should be able to change that code to, be the same as the town. And so I recommend that that I will work with Don to make that change. And I
Anybody
guess-
know how long it is?
I know, it may not be that different.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't go measure it. I don't know.
Trade it in and get a 30-foot put junk against it, doesn't really change much, you know what I mean?
I bet you that thing is 40 foot.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah, that thing is probably 40.
School bus, and the school bus itself is 43 feet. And that's as big as the school bus.
Yeah, so your law isn't gonna fix that.
Does everybody agree with me or what?
I agree with you, but like you said, I don't know, if we put it in, it's not gonna matter anyway.
Oh, you're gonna buy a 30 footer?
No, if that's 40, if it's 40 foot, this says above 40, doesn't it? Well,
Yeah.
then they would be fine.
Carl's gonna go over there and
No,
measure
it's
it when we
40
get done.
foot or less.
Yeah,
Okay,
so if it's 40
foot,
foot
1
or
inches,
less, that's
he's gotta
fine.
move it.
If it's 40 or less, they have to move it?
No,
If it's 40 or
more.
less, they can park it in the driveway.
Okay, yeah.
But if they park it in the driveway and the car behind it where they park their car is on the sidewalk, then that's in violation.
And there's already a law about parking on the sidewalk, though.
What?
I think there's already a law about parking on the
Yeah,
sidewalk or
yeah.
parking on the sidewalk, so it might be beneficial to have that enforced. And it's not a code
Especially-
enforcement thing, it's a police matter, because they enforce vehicle and traffic law in the village.
Yeah.
Parking in the village is a very low priority for the Webster Police Department.
Yes, it
If you
is.
expect them to go around and ticket people for parking on the sidewalk, forget it.
No, they have to
No,
be
it's
called.
never- It's never gonna happen.
No,
Code enforcement officer will take
The
it.
village, you'd be better off hiring your own parking, like a meter maid, kind of park a constable or something.
Code enforcement said he'll take care of it.
Well, you're meeting, so you could clean the bathroom.
But you can make it, the town has it at 40 feet,
We can make it 35
You can
feet.
make it 30 feet, you can make it 35 feet, you can make it whatever you want. And I guess, you know,
Then I propose
I
35 feet.
don't know, you know, compared to that, I'm sure there's a lot more larger lots and longer driveways within the town than in the village. So it would make some logic to me to make it less than what the town allows.
Go measure it out, Carl, on the way
No,
home.
I'm not gonna walk up there, but I think 35 feet would be a safe, way. I don't wanna get anything out of that.
Oh, smokes. It takes off the front fender and it goes down to 34.
That's not the windshield wiper.
Yeah.
Does everybody agree that we're gonna change that?
Well, it really doesn't matter, you know, someone has to write it and I have to come and vote on it.
Yeah.
So right now, it doesn't matter. what
I'm not gonna go
Yeah,
down
but-
to work with somebody voting.
But, yeah, why should Carl and I go through the effort if there's not three of you that think it's a good idea?
Well, we could say that about almost anything that we do, you never really know what we're thinking.
Okay, fine, if you wanna keep it a secret right now, I guess you.
I mean, I guess, I'm not for it or against it, so.
Yeah.
The peace
I
point
know
to
what
go
you're
either way.
from, yeah.
Daryl,
Right now, I could go either
we
way.
got three.
So there you
I'd
go.
like to know whether or not it is used.
It was used once last year.
No, I mean, if it is used while it sits,
Yes.
that's the question.
Oh,
And I
others
cannot
are living in
determine
it.
that.
There,
Yes. and I cannot
lights on, the straps are there.
Steps are there, but if our lights on
Yes.
consistently at night, I don't know. I have not seen that driving by, so.
We got three votes.
Well, is that illegal for somebody to wanna sleep in their trailer at night, if, you know, in the summertime if they want to?
Like kids and stuff, yeah, right now.
Why would that make a difference?
They're used as a resident, I don't know.
Well, since there's a house there, I doubt it's used as the primary residence, that would be pretty bizarre. If they're like, they're renting it out to somebody else and other people are living, I don't know how you're ever gonna find that out.
Just park across the street and see if the mailman
Even
goes
if
to
they are, I
both
don't
doors.
think that's illegal,
I'm looking for an apartment.
you know?
I don't know.
I don't know, some of this stuff, Daryl, I don't know how you find out,
I know. I
unless
agree.
you wanna hire a private investigator or something.
I say we turn that back village lot over there where we keep some salt, just turn it into RV storage and make some revenue.
Didn't Chris ask
We'll let
how
him park
long that
there.
thing is?
You could do that.
Right, can we do that?
What? Put a lot back there?
Yeah. People in the village that can't do this when we change a local law with storm. We don't
Then
need
you're
to get,
taking responsibility if somebody breaks in.
nah, I'm just doing the contract. That we're not liable.
Chris, could you go measure that thing?
No,
I doubt it, I have to go look in the books, but
you can't.
outside the code book, I'm aware that you would allow that, and right now it's legal, so.
Yeah, as long as it's registered, as long as it's got plates on it.
And functionally, people that go camping, simply, like, we used to camp and tow the camper, and we would bring it home and plug it in, so we didn't have to empty the refrigerator every week. And we might go camping once a month, and we'd leave it plugged in our driveway, and the kids might go in there and watch a show or something, leave the lights on. And sometimes when it was really hot outside, we'd go camping in the driveway and crank the AC, it was cheaper to cool that down than the house down. And,
Thought it would be, it was back to the driveway.
no, and we just happened to have a larger driveway.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't
It
big
comes
enough,
from the street.
wasn't big
Yeah, I
enough
know.
for the entire driveway.
I know.
And camper's not blocking.
Campers block the sidewalk?
No, camper's
Cars
not.
are not.
The
Car would be the parked in front of it.
Wherever they come home and
He's
park
got
the
some
car.
car, or he wants to move it this weekend, so public car, it's cleaning right there now. so I'm like, Julie
I haven't
Brown.
noticed it.
That's his cousin.
I'll work with that.
We'll put something together, then you guys can decide what you wanna do,
I
but
would also,
maybe what you wanna do
there's
is,
different villages.
Jake, how long is your camera? We gotta protect Jake in this.
No, because believe me, whatever it is,
Not a real
if you say make it 25, I'm gonna have one 24 and a half that's from 1953. And 12 and a half foot tall. Park that there and just be right under, but still be able to exercise my rights on my own property. So, I would.
Wow.
So we know how Jake feels about this guy.
he learned from his dad.
Yes.
It's kind of the same philosophy he always had.
So, I mean, I'm paying the tax, I may use every acre of it.
All right.
So
Moving on.
35 feet.
Yeah.
And then-
Okay.
You can investigate, but I would also check other villages and check over. Just because, if you find that there are other villages that have some kind of law that goes along like that, but it seems like right now, we're setting up a law to target an individual. But anyway.
The law in the town is 40 feet.
Mhm.
That exists today, so it's not like,
We have to look too far, Don's saying.
right, I don't know.
Or there was one that,
So whatever the village of Fairport does,
I was looking at
who
shorter.
cares?
Well, I was looking at shorter.
Well, I always think it's better that the town and the village have similar
Yes, and they're aligned.
laws, so
Right.
that it's not confusing to people.
Right.
Half the time, people don't even realize they live in the village, you know, they just think it's the town, you know?
yeah, they do.
So then just match
So
the
30
town
feet?
and 40 it is.
30 feet
I
there?
thought the town was 40.
The town
Town's
is
40.
But I
I
said,
know.
to me, it
Village
would
can be
make sense to
30.
do it a little less, because generally speaking, lots are smaller in the
Houses
village,
are closer to each other.
than the village than they are in the town.
Well, what's the next size under a 40 today?
30.
I don't know, I never shopped for an RV, so I don't
15.
know what size they come in.
Average size of 30.
You know, there was days you had that Frontier truck in
Okay.
there.
I go by foot.
Well,
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
weird.
one was a 28 and a half footer.
I did, yeah.
Did you really? I was just kidding.
I had that bucket truck.
See, he used to park his Frontier bucket truck in his driveway.
Yeah, right back by the garage, and nobody's eye.
All right.
All right.
30 feet then.
Now you're at 30?
We're at
No, 35.
30 now, 35, and a bit 30.
30. That's good, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for your excellent feedback.
We don't also want to like cause issues with if that's not the only person in the village.
There was one on Holly.
Now we're gonna
They
send
sold their
people,
house.
send people to put their trailer out
Yeah, it is.
somewhere and pay. Stuff's expensive enough right now.
No.
All right, well, we move to our
No.
attorney. Don, do you have anything for us at the moment?
I think he said enough.
I
In
did,
addition to others.
I did hear from Matt Eldred, Xerox's attorney, and Xerox is agreeable to the carving out building 317
Nice.
and having the town annex what's left over for that parcel on the east side of Phillips, north of Mitchell Dean, and west of Resende Drive. So he's putting the petition together. It's gonna be subject to a special election, which the earliest could be held would be like December 16th. Perfect time to hold an election.
Did you just see what Joe bought? Yeah, huge,
With that?
a huge truck.
He drove by.
So other than that, no, nothing else.
So we're looking potentially at a village vote in December. Which
There's
would
no
only-
other, no other
Which would
options.
only be for the east side, is that correct, Dan?
Yes, his petition includes both the piece I just talked about, you know, on the east side of Phillips Road. And it also includes that little strip that goes, you know, south of 104 and up to Ridge Road, that would go to the town too.
So what if one,
And I-
what if one passes on a vote and the other does not?
What do you mean?
Well, when the town has their meeting.
Are you talking about the other parcel on the west side,
Yes.
the west campus? That's not subject to an election.
Ew.
That's just because it would be the village and in town land, it's just subject to having a public hearing and a finding by both the town board and the village board that it's in the overall public interest for the village to annex that property.
Mhm.
And then the boards would take a vote. And assuming both boards vote yes, then it's done. If one board says yes and the other says no, it's not in the public interest, then the village or the property owner can petition the appellate division, fourth department, and the appellate division decides what's in the overall public interest. So, but the election would just deal with the land that would be going to the town. It's confusing because everything in the village is in the town anyhow,
Right.
so.
So the town isn't losing anything.
Right, that's why the state law makes it more difficult for villages to lose land, because it's already within a town to begin with.
So the one thing that we have to keep in mind, we may be gaining a degree of tax because we now have more property on the west side. But we're losing that on the east side. And also that little sliver of land. Whereas the town is not losing anything in terms of giving the west to us and getting the east.
I would agree.
Yeah, in my opinion, both parcels, both the west campus and the stuff on the east campus, should be in the village. Because the town isn't losing anything.
Right, they're not.
There's a town sewer, any development on that east parcel can hook up to the town sewer, so they're still collecting all the sewer rents and tie-in fees and all that stuff.
In fact, what they're also gaining with that little sliver of land is that now becomes an entire town
It makes it easier to
jurisdiction, and
develop.
they can sell that much more easily because it's not divided by
Right.
the village property. So they are gaining a lot.
So there should be a holdup here, right?
Well, it depends on the outcome of this special election. There's no guarantee that village residents are gonna say, sure,
Right, so we need to do something about that, like,
no.
no?
The village government itself cannot advocate one way or the other as to how the,
Not advocate, but we
Sure.
can send out what's happening, why it's like
You can
what
just-
Tom did.
huh?
Tom sent out a lot of information, you know, so we can't say anything about it. Like, how are people gonna come to understand what's happening if we're not putting it out there?
Well, you can tell them why.
So we can put it out there, this is what we're doing, because what you just saying. If we just announce we're doing a public hearing or special election in here, where it's not going anywhere, it'll be the same 5 people in here.
Yeah.
And then the 5 people will be like, oh, you're closing the village, vote no, and then the whole thing's over. So I think we have to socialize.
I think you can put it out there.
Educate, maybe that's a better word.
But in terms of putting in a
If
bias,
it,
no.
look, if it were me,
Yeah,
and the vote goes down, then I would say, go to the town and say, look, put it all in the village, and you don't have to worry about this. You're not losing anything financially, so what's the big deal,
okay.
right? It's just town leadership today does not agree with that for reasons which I do not understand, because they don't articulate those reasons. the only articulation I've heard is loss of the sewer units. But if the town don't gonna go to a town sewer anyhow, so they'd be just being out of district users, so they're not losing anything. So that's why I wouldn't advocate, I'd just explain it that, look, a property owner within the village, i.e. Xerox Corporation, has petitioned the village to have this amount of land be annexed by the town. And let Xerox explain why they wanna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to a vote.
What happens if two people vote or nobody votes?
Well, if nobody votes, then it obviously,
Just,
you gotta have at least one person vote.
I'm gonna tailgate my RV before the vote.
In your driveway.
No, I'll pay for it.
oh my God.
It'd be surprising if nobody voted.
Okay.
But because you know, there's going to be an article probably that shows up in the Webster Herald.
Yeah.
However, depends on how he also constructs his article.
And he won't even be in office in December, right?
Yes, he will.
No, he will.
Till January 1st.
Oh, January, that's right.
Yeah, I'm sure, this was, as Daryl said, I'm sure the mayor will do all the supervisor will be explaining to the village residents why they should vote yes on it. And so I don't think village government itself should do anything.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
The global interest, whatever that means. I don't understand global.
Global means
Because, you know, as it
worldwide.
stands now, most of that parcel is up right now in the village. It's only what, like an extra 500 feet going north?
Just building 300 basically.
Yeah, so it's maybe an extra, I don't know, 7 to 10 acres or something.
I think
Because we can throw
Actually,
the
it's
village
probably
grocery
closer to
store
20.
into the town.
It might be more than 500. I think it's, but it's
Building
building
300 sits on 20 acres? I guess it does. It's kind of set way
It'll be
back.
sweet,
out
we
there.
Yeah.
given that
It's
grocery
just
store
building.
to the town.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sorry.
We sweeten the deal by giving that grocery store to the town.
Like it, turn it into a parking lot.
Got this free juice place for you.
So anyhow, so that's it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, I think we'll go to the clerk next. Heather, I see some things here.
Yes, sir.
She's not even on here.
That's fine, I don't want to talk. Okay, the first thing I had, I sent you an email about, Jim Scott came to us to increase our current seasonal, James, yes, to 18 an hour to be competitive with the town. They're posting, seasonals for leaf season at 18, and we're currently paying him $16.25. So he has requested to Jake and I that he would like to go to put him up to 18, if that's okay. And he would like that to be effective at the next payroll. And
Sounds great. And
he said that he's doing an amazing job.
That would be through leaf season, through November, end of November. Jake?
Yeah, I would think at least, usually, when we have seasonals, you carry through leaf season, and we'd also typically have one, in the wintertime, weekend, they go around, they continue to clear sidewalks and crosswalks and things, not the sidewalks themselves, not with the sidewalk plow, but they, go around with snow blower shovels and clear off the sidewalk, or the crosswalks, as, the town trucks go by and do Main Street and north and south Ave, and sidewalk plows go through, so it's constant, and they, shovel the village entrance, village hall, and things like that, so.
Did we have that last year?
Yeah.
I always ask, I think like I ask these same questions every time all this comes up, when we just get these in the middle of like, hey, I need a raise, or don't we have a formal
Well, I'm in
review?
favor of this.
I know, yeah, not question, but don't we have a formal process, review process, raise process,
I think this.
in the budget process?
I think this came up because the recent, I think their foreman actually saw the advertisement for a position in another municipality that's basically doing the same exact thing for $2 an hour more. And this seasonal employee, like I said, he is doing a great job and I would support it. He's doing a great job and, you know, he's got school to pay for, so $2 an hour more is another $80 a week. But
Yeah, everything, I get all that, I'm talking about process.
that's just why it's.
Then the next guy
it's
says,
now.
hey, this guy said Fairport, so this, was our process that our answer would be, you're coming back from last year, we
Yes.
review, you get a review, on paper, there's a review done, and you're getting an increase or whatever. Is that, there a process to that, not just, hey, I saw this and I think I should, money, that's just.
Yeah, no, in fairness, he didn't ask. It was our foreman asked, he noticed
Yeah,
it and recognized that we have somebody that's good, we don't have to train,
Yeah.
you know, retrain. And there's, you know, I don't know if there's for seasonals typically, not a process where you can document a review, but there is a process, I guess, or in lack of a better term, a tradition that, you know, they're here for a season and they come back and they're getting more the next season while they're here. because
Right, so
they're
when does
sure-
that happen? Like, if he worked last season and because of this season, did he get his raise? Did he get it?
No, but he just started at, you know, after
He's
school ended like in May.
Mhm.
And so he's done with school. He's not gonna be
He'll usually
with
come
us
in.
long-term, because he's, you know, while he does a great job with DPW work, that's not really what his lifetime goal is. I think it's more public safety stuff. So, you know, if we've got him and he's doing a good job and he's here, I certainly think that I would be supportive of it, or raising whatever the board had the appetite for, because it's cheaper to give him $80 a week more than it would be to train somebody new and try to catch them up.
And I'm not questioning him or any of those reasons, it's just the process.
Yeah,
So when they
It seems
apply-
very loose, you
Yeah.
know, that's all
When
I'm
it
talking
is-
about.
Should
When
be
they
like some
apply,
formal process.
if they come back again, Jake will usually come to me and I'll go to him and be like, hey, what, did you wanna give this person an increase because they're back for a second year? And then we kinda talk about it, but Danielle actually did ask me to make sure that we budget better a little bit for seasonals. Cause I don't think we typically put that, like, she said, it doesn't seem like we put that in the budget, in the lines. So she'd like to next year talk about that a little more, or she wasn't aware. But we don't put them on the payroll, like the payroll chart or anything.
yeah, they're not in a chart, but
No.
it should be in the 100 lines.
Yeah,
But it's shifted around, you know, depending on where they're working and what they're working on, it should be
Yeah.
inclusive of all, you know, the payroll lines that we had.
So, can I get a vote on that? I'm sorry.
But can I ask the question, Jen? Is there anything written at the end of the period of time that we hire these seasonal people? That is an evaluation that we supposedly are doing on every employee that's full-time yearly, so that there is a record, not just, he does a good job, I'd like to hire him back.
right, because you're asking a board to vote on something, I mean, you gotta be having, he's not, again, we know he's not, if he's having performance issues, whatever, we don't know anything, we just, we're voting, yeah, give him $2 a raise because someone said so, you know?
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, we can certainly look at implementing a seasonal, an evaluation for seasonals.
Especially if they're coming back, you want
Yeah.
to promote them to come back.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we could utilize the same, even the
Probably
same
the
form.
same form.
Yeah, because our form really kind of generic and stinks, but. it
Throw a
does-
seasonal box on there somewhere for a check.
Yeah, so we just write, you know, what their title is at the top and put it in there. Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt. I think we haven't done that in the past, because we've had the same people here, and they recognize the seasonal, and if, you know, there's been times that people have wanted to come back, and we were like, no, we're full, or we got enough people, and we don't, have them return, so. But
Well,
we're-
sometimes we can't find anybody.
yeah, sometimes we have difficulty finding people, and sometimes we have people that want to come back and and we can save people.
You may have difficulty in finding, but it's still nice to have a record.
Absolutely.
And if there is difficulty that you've had with that individual, then if you have nobody else and they're asking to come back, you know what the issues were. Hard to remember sometimes from year to year, and you can target that and say, you know, we expect this change or whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. We have it
That's a
for a
good
No,
good time.
that's why I was just in agreement with that, maybe I didn't say that clear enough, but I was absolutely in agreement with having a review process for seasonal, that's something that we get back and down.
Great.
So if we hired a new seasonal guy, but they start at $16.27 or $18.
I would think that a new one would start less than 18 if there's no experience. I don't know what the, because I don't think I'd risk $18 an hour on someone I know nothing about. I don't think I would suggest that.
Yeah, maybe a scale is good to look at too, so say you hire a seasonal person that has more experience than the 18 guy, but what are you doing then? Right, you have to have equity too, and you have to have, it can't be so loosey-goosey. But I think we're all on the same page.
So you're asking for a
Motion to
board
approve
approve seasonal rate increase to $18.
Yes.
James. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And then, sorry, distracted. The next thing is, well, you guys, I pretty much asked everybody what their decision was on the village entrance sign, so we can move forward with that. And add the location that we missed, we'll add that. And, so we can move on from there. And then the last thing is, I mentioned last time that we did we asked for some quotes for our insurance renewals. Because our renewal is due September 10th. So we reached out to this other place that a lot of other municipalities use called NYMER. And so I've included, they utilize Eastern Shore. I'm not too familiar about why that is different, but currently we do use Smith Insurance, and we did reach out to them for a quote as well, and NYMER was significantly less. So I don't need board approval or anything, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys see if you had any questions, or make sure that you're aware of what we're doing. So I was gonna have Mayor Byard sign the NYMER renewal. But just wanted to show you.
And I said in both meetings, they've been here twice, and
Yeah, they have a lot of municipalities.
I think that they will do a good job.
And I can tell you, if you're interested, what the cost was as well. The Smith was around 91, I believe. And let me just bring that up. And this place was 81 plus I can't remember the amount, but for cyber insurance. So it was significantly less, as well as there's an appraisal that we have to have done, and that's an additional cost. And with Smith, we have to pay for that separate. It's included with NYMER for the industrial appraisal that we do, the appraisal of everything. So that's additional, let me just bring it up. Sorry. You can move on, I'll bring it up, sorry.
Yeah, it's about $6,000 when we have to do the big renew, it's about, was $1,200 a year to do the annual updates that we have to do all the work for anyway.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that we were making a change. We didn't necessarily want to leave a village business, but they are now World Insurance,
Becoming a little more global.
Well,
and there was a significant savings, so.
Did anyone have a conversation with them, or just?
I did speak to him, yep, who's our person over there.
And she doesn't want to match it or beat anybody.
I don't think that was an option, no. I did tell her that it was less, and she actually had a feeling, because a lot of municipalities do go with mine. It's pretty common, I guess.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, that's all I have.
Yes. DPW, sewer. How's sewer coming along?
Oh, I was just gonna say, in the interest of time, I've got nothing, but sewer's coming along good. First trickling filter, the new one, is up, running, we're waiting testing back from that. Once we find out that it's testing, and we're getting the removal efficiencies that we're looking for or required, then we're gonna be able to take down, switch everything over onto that one, and then be able to take down the existing, large trickling filter. And then go from there. We met down there, yesterday with folks from one of the barn bid, or the contract, which they're gonna be sending that back in, I think, tomorrow. And we're reviewing that. That's gonna be, we're probably gonna look to start that first to second week in October, at least give them the notice to proceed. But, we talked to them about that too, the timing on that, because we need to utilize that space for the trickling filter and the media that's coming out of there. It's gonna be disinfected and then dechlorinated, and the media can come out, and we're able to get a beneficial use determination, they call it. So we can utilize that existing rock media to crush it up and use that for under the slab in the new barn. We're looking at taking up, we were originally gonna leave the runners, that are the concrete runners that are in there, but now we're looking towards, taking those out and waiting for a quote on that to remove those so that everything's moving in the same, is in terms of the floor, so we don't get cracks in our brand new floor. I think that's really it. I think everything else is moving along. The digester, they're about done working inside that. Sandblasting that, then they gotta move over and do the cover, and that should be able to go back on and get the other digester up and running again, which would be very helpful, everything down there, because we've been operating for the last month and a half, 2 months, on just a small digester, which is, and continuing to treat the same amount that's coming in, that's really got us throttled down pretty good.
Any complaints from neighbors?
There are some complaints from neighbors, in terms of, there's, complaints specifically about sewer flies. We actually had a visit from the DEC this morning, came down, their opinion was everything was, in terms of the flies, it was looking good, and there wasn't any, really that were leaving they were around the trickling filter, a few of them, and there was not really leaving the site, or they had a hard time imagining. There's certainly other environmental reasons or aspects of where drain flies or drain moths, they call them, would come from. Any rotting organic material, leaves and wood. This year's been warm and humid, but also dry as far as terms of rain. So when you have streams that normally have running water with flush larvae out and things like that, not provide a breeding ground, now, something that's normally this wide is down to this wide, and there's little pockets of area, and there's a stream that runs right near there as well. But they were pretty satisfied with what we were doing there. That's it.
So the DEC did come?
Yeah, DEC came down, and there's, I'm going over things with them.
Was the neighbor present on that DEC meeting?
No.
That's-
I'm sure the DEC would be contacting them. They speak pretty frequently, probably a couple times a week, I think, so.
Yeah, but the tone of that one email that you sent me is like, he doesn't believe anything that comes through
Us.
the village.
Or the DEC.
Well, but at least if you heard it directly from the DEC, you can say, look, we're not making this up.
No, and he did hear it directly from the DEC, and then he accused the DEC of not knowing what they were talking about, and it's their job to know about filter flies, and then because he doesn't think that anything there, you know, they said that there's nothing in the ongoing operation that would be related to the construction that would be a cause for an increased number of sewer flies, and I think the email, I don't wanna paraphrase it, I guess, without having it in front of me, but it was basically surprised because you don't know what you're talking about, and you're supposed to know that because you're the DEC guy.
Shoot, why don't bother me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, it has been, you know, exceptionally warm and humid, which is really good for flies and insects of all nature, I think, especially drain flies. They can be in, you know, dirty gutters and drains and mulch, provides a great breeding ground for them. There's, you know, I've certainly, based upon the concerns that have been raised, I've learned a lot about them, trying to do the research and seeing where they are. And certainly trickling filter is one of the places. DEC went inside the trickling filter and did not notice an abundance of flies there. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of them, you know, in a big shady wooded area. There certainly could be present.
All right, anything else?
No, sir.
And code enforcement officer?
Not much, I ordered those shelves you guys approved last meeting, so thank you for that. I'm getting some quotes because we're having issues with our building permit software. So I'll be bringing that information in the next meeting or two.
Make sure you're sitting down. When you give you that.
With every penny. That's about it.
Oh, I had a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Saw something on here, the coach, phase one there,
Yep.
so they get in there and,
They just dropped off their plans a couple days ago, started looking at them. I'll probably have a permit for them by the end of next week. He does not have a contractor picked out yet, so things are coming along. We'll be open soon.
Yeah.
what's your guess, just out of curiosity?
Time-wise,
Yeah,
you know, 4 to 6 months, I would think.
probably
Yeah.
the first of the year then or something.
I would say 6 months.
Yeah, February, maybe, yeah,
Mm.
pretty March.
You done?
I'm done.
Looks like you had a bit of things here on your plate.
Yeah, for such a small village,
Yeah,
you got a lot of codes.
things happen all the time.
You'd be chasing RV soon.
All right, good, thank you. I guess I would announce a couple of things. The Village of Webster has been awarded a Preserve New York grant from the Preservation League of New York State. The village is one of this year's Preserve New York grantees. The grant is for $14,320 to help fund the Cultural Resources Survey. And I believe that, I'll give you a quote here. This grant gives the Village of Webster an important opportunity to document and preserve its history. It will not only help us share our community story, but also guide future planning and development. By Josh Durso, Village of Webster Historic Preservation Committee. So, thank you for the efforts that have been done on that. And,
It's gonna be a repeat of 1992 when we did a village survey of the old village. And this time it's gonna include the Chance Tract out there. And Indian Village.
Good.
Those are all more than 50 years.
Yeah.
All right.
Time's moving on.
So it's gonna be quite a good survey, and I know the person that's gonna do it. Megan Klum, she gave a talk here, and she's gonna be the person. He's great.
Excellent. Also, I would
Jake's
announce,
got his hand up.
you had your hand up?
I did,
You did?
yeah.
Well, I'm not calling on you yet.
That's why I was waiting patiently.
I would announce, if you have not heard, that the New York State has announced the awarding of the 9 million. And so the village will be moving forward. We have about 3.6, 3.9, something like that, million to revitalize 3 roads in the village. And so that work planning, I guess, will begin shortly. So that's something that is good news. We could not move forward with Mitchell Dean, we didn't have the funds, and now funds are available. So we can move to make those roads, Panama, part of Orchard, the trail along, what is that?
Phillips Road.
Phillips, up to Mitchell Dean, I think.
Yeah.
And then all of Mitchell Dean.
These just.
So that's good news
Garbage out with.
for the village. Before, Jake, I get to you, I must make this notification because otherwise I will forget it. Serial bond interest and principal payment, or just interest, whichever applies, for bond obtained in 2012 will be made in the amount of $62,618.75 on or about September 8, 2020. So, Jake, I will come back to you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, one of the things I forgot, I just see a note I had here. I had a phone call the other day, someone, I think it was a parent or a child in Spry is concerned about parking on the north side. Specifically, there's a group home in the corner of Pierce Street. But on the north side of Sanford Street, makes it very difficult pulling out of there. They're now, the student drop-off is now off of Sanford Street, which I think makes a lot more sense than when they headed off of South Avenue. I would like, I guess with the board's blessing, I would like to talk to the folks at the group home first and see if they could just not park there, during school days or during, drop off and pickup times for sure. But failing that, or if it's not a cooperative thing, look at a code. I would be hesitant to make a no parking at all times on that side of the street, but I think a no parking on school days might be something. We already have no parking during special events and things on part of Sherwood and Sanford and during the carnival. But maybe just in the south side already is down to the Sprite parking lot or entrance. I'd like to look at seeing about the north side, maybe from 250 to Pierce Street, no parking during, school days or something on the north side to make sure, especially with so many walkers there too, it might be good not to have cars blocking the view of, kids will run out from behind them, so maybe it'd be good to have them not
Can we
blocked.
specify particular time period, school in session? I'd hate to say no parking on the north side, and then at 7 o'clock at night, there's nothing going on.
Right, yep,
So,
absolutely.
that
And
makes
that's,
more sense.
that's what I was trying to get, if we did have to end up putting a local law or to change the parking things, would it make sense for added under where certain hours or certain times, certain hours where we could say, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and, 2 o'clock, I'd have to figure out what time school gets out, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Certainly sporting events, but there's a lot less than the entire school full. But maybe that might work on school days, come up with a time or something, I could send it around. But I think that, to me, I'd like to start with just talking to a person saying, park your bus around the corner or something if you need to, and you're pulling in the driveway. But there's a lot of vehicles that are there, and it might just happen to be shift change at the same time as when the schools are there, so there's so many cars that are out in the street, so. All right, that's it.
I'd like to just make a quick announcement that our board meeting, our next village board meeting will be September 9th, which will begin at 6 p.m. It's a Tuesday, so it is a change. because on Thursday, we will be down in Veterans Park, 6 o'clock for our 9/11 ceremony, which is scheduled, so I hope to see you there. But on September 9th, Tuesday, 6 PM here for our next board meeting. Now, at this particular point, I would like to make offer a resolution to go into executive session to discuss a legal matter that is subject to the attorney-client privilege. So if I can have a vote to go into executive session, I would make that motion.
I'll second it.
Mayor Byers?
Aye?
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Trustee Belkane? Trustee Lauer?
Yeah.
Trustee Morenzi?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, now we're gonna need you guys to leave the room.